All right, hello everybody. KVUE Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with you for our nightly extended update on the forecast here on KVUE Plus and all of our streaming platforms. This weekend, Mother's Day, fantastic. It's going to be comfortable mornings, especially going to be very nice and refreshing. But the main thing we want to talk about, major changes are coming in for next week. A big time warm up and increasingly looks like our first triple digits of 2025 are probably on the way by the middle of next week. But let's get into things. Here's a live view. This is our tower cam. We've had a really nice sky, especially earlier. There's a little bit more cloud cover. It's just a really good looking mix of clouds and sunshine. So here are the headlines for you this weekend. As I mentioned, looks amazing. We do have a small 10 to 20% chance for a spotty shower on your Saturday, but Mother's Day looks completely dry and really nice, a high of 83. Next week, the reason we're going so hot, we have this big ridge of high pressure developing over northern Mexico into South Texas. Just a classic pattern for us to get some really hot weather. Major heat, again, triple digits are looking possible. And then the flip side of that, the heat is one thing, but the lack of rain, definitely not what we want to see in the month of May. We know this is our wettest month of the year on average. This is not the time of the year where we want to go 7 to 10 days without any measurable rain. And I think that for the most part is what we're going to do outside of that very small rain chance that we have tomorrow. So let's get right into it. 10-day high temperature forecast. This weekend, I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, this weekend is still going to be really nice. Highs will be in the low 80s. Some areas could even stay in the upper 70s. So tomorrow, 81. Mother's Day, 83. Then Monday is when the numbers start to jump up. We're at 89. And then Tuesday into Wednesday, that ridge of high pressure really starts to dominate our forecast. So 97 Tuesday, and I did it, 100. The afternoon high for Wednesday. I officially put it in the forecast, and I'll tell you, have some models even hotter than that. We'll keep it conservative for now, and this has some staying power with it. This is going to be an extended stretch of summer-like heat, mid to upper 90s at least, if not hotter, I think, through the weekend and into the following week even. So get ready for that. Here's what's happening right now as we record this on this Friday evening. It is 7:08 right now, 79 right now in Austin, 80 the current temperature in San Marcos. The reason we're a little bit cooler through this weekend, we have this big area of low pressure. We actually call this a cutoff low because it gets cut off from the main flow of the weather pattern, so it just sits here for the next couple of days. On the eastern side of it, this moisture-rich Gulf air just flooding into parts of the deep south. On the other side, where we are, we have this northerly flow, which is much drier, but still there's enough moisture that, as you can see, there's a few little showers and some areas of clouds too. So it's going to be the same thing tomorrow where we just get some patchy precipitation. In fact, let's go in a little bit closer. Just want to show you what is happening with our radar. So we'll zoom in here for you. This is all very light, very spotty, but you can see there are a few little showers drifting into the hill country. Another little shower, it looks like, going into parts of Lee County. The coverage of these little showers may be slightly higher tomorrow, but it still is only a 20% chance. So there's a big area of low pressure, rain east. For us, we go into tomorrow morning, and this is looking very comfortable. Temperatures upper 50s, low 60s heading out early on your Saturday, then heading into the afternoon. Here's that rain chance I was talking about, a 10 to 20%. This is definitely not anything you need to be canceling plans over, though. These are moving very quick. So even if you get rain, I mean, we're talking like 5, 10, 15 minutes and it's out. It's not going to be like a multi-hour ordeal or anything. Just have a backup plan indoors if you need to head in real quick. So here's 5 o'clock. Then as we go into tomorrow night, clouds increasing. It's even cooler, though, as we bring in some more of this cooler air on the drier side of the system. So we're in the 50s to start Mother's Day. Then as we go to the afternoon, looks mostly sunny. Looks fantastic. High temperature of 83 in the forecast. Another look at our low temperatures for tonight. 50s in the hill country, more so low 60s along and east of I-35. I have just a 10% shower chance in our forecast for this evening. 62 in Del Valle, Buda 61 for you. We'll say 60 in Georgetown, Round Rock about 61 degrees tonight. On the planner for tomorrow, by noon we're at 78. Clouds increasing a little bit as we get afternoon into the early evening. And you can see our 20% chance for a shower as we get into the afternoon as well. The numbers area-wide, 79 in Giddings, 78 in Rockdale, so cooler as you go north and northeast. And then as you go to the hill country, 81 in Johnson City, 80 in Fredericksburg. Area-wide, it's just a 20% chance for some hit-or-miss rain. Kyle, 80 degrees for your Saturday. San Marcos, 82. Wimberley, high of 81 in the forecast. A detailed breakdown for Mother's Day. Doesn't get much better than this for this time of the year. Refreshing morning, 58 degrees. A little cool to start the day. By noon, we're at 73, and then we'll say 83 for the afternoon high. I had a 10% rain chance for Mother's Day, took it out. I think it will be completely dry. So this cutoff low that we were talking about, here it is. This is what's keeping our temperatures comfortable this weekend. And again, it's bringing us that very small rain chance with the northerly flow on the backside. The reason it's a cutoff low, it is cut off from the big jet stream up to the north. So it just sits here. So this is Sunday. It's still in the same place. But then eventually, down to the west and southwest, this big ridge of high pressure is going to come in. It's going to bump this thing away to the northeast. And instead of this low pressure dominating our forecast, this high pressure is going to become our main influence. This is a classic pattern for hot weather early in the season. Strong ridge, summer-like heat is looking likely. Here's my forecast now as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. So it starts to get warm Monday. I think the peak of the heat is going to be in the middle into the end of next week. I said 97 Tuesday, 100 on Wednesday, Thursday, 98. Really all across Texas, it's going to be very warm, but especially as you go down to the valley and out towards Del Rio, 108 in Del Rio on Tuesday, 108 on Wednesday, 104 on Thursday. So it can always be hotter. You can always go farther southwest. Now, let's talk about some of the numbers here. We went over this yesterday. We have passed now the earliest triple digits on record, so we have that. Earliest first triple-digit day for Austin is May 4th. That happened back in 1984. May 7th is second place, so we're past that too. But if any of those days next week hit triple digits, we could slide in at number 3, because as of now, number 3 is May 20th from back in 2008. I started thinking again today, pulled some more numbers. What's the hottest it's ever been on record in Austin in the month of May? And it turns out that is 104. To be honest with you, I have some models that are printing out 104 or 105. I think that's a little too aggressive. Again, I feel good about this 100 that we have in the forecast right now, but just to give you an idea, hey, maybe if we turn even warmer, we could be up in this territory. That was on May 24th, 1925, by the way. Then another just kind of interesting stat. Since 1898, which is when the records for the Austin City area began, since 1898, only 8 Mays have reported 100-degree heat, and that could become 9 at some point next week. Here's my forecast tonight. Mostly clear, 10% chance for an evening shower. We'll drop down to about 62 degrees. Tomorrow, a 20% chance for a shower. Rain chance goes up a little bit, but again, just quick moving stuff. High temperature of 81 is in the forecast. On the 7-day, Mother's Day, perfect, 83. Monday morning, by the way, is going to be our coolest morning, down at 56, maybe some upper 40s over parts of the hill country. That's just classic Central Texas. We go from mornings in the 40s to, hey, a couple days later, you know, it's going to be 100 degrees. 97 on Tuesday, Wednesday, 100. By the way, Austin FC hosting Atlanta United. That's going to be very toasty for that soccer match. The record on Wednesday is 97. I think we pretty easily beat that one. The record on Thursday is 98. I think we tie it. And then Friday, the numbers may be coming down very slightly, but again, plan on at least mid-upper 90s starting Tuesday, continuing through the rest of next week, through the weekend, and likely into at least the beginning of the following week. Now, I don't think that we're done with stormy weather for May. Man, I hope not. I do see a return to more active weather as we get into the last 10 days of the month, and we're going to really need to capitalize that. Late May and even into June. Remember, June is a wetter month than April, so we still hold out for some rain as we get into June. And at that point, we get into the hurricane season. We know these early season systems can bring some beneficial rain to parts of Texas. It's been mainly South Texas the past couple of seasons, but we'll have to monitor that as well. But that's what we're checking out for right now. I'll leave you with that. So it is 7:14 right now. In about 3 hours, we'll have a full update on the forecast coming up on KVUE News at 10. And then Jordan and Grace will keep you covered through this weekend. I will be back on Monday, and we will be talking all about this heat. Y'all soak up the nice weather this weekend, and I will talk